I suppose that, considering that today is day 2400, and therefore the state of my being addressed, figured I'd dress nicer for the occasion, or nicer this time of year, I should say. Holy cow, the day I had yesterday. I mean, I could almost say, considering that in the previous 100 days, my grandmother died, this past set of 100 days, so basically, so from the 100 days that was 2201 to 2300, in that time, my grandmother died. Surely this set of 100 days would be better. And for all intents and purposes, it was. In a lot of ways, it most certainly was. I mean, full disclosure, my low right now is like, my body is a lot more shot than I'm letting on. Because, and I'll get to this in a second, we are currently in Dillon, Colorado. Now, the state of Colorado already has higher elevation than most places in the country. Here in Dillon is even higher than normal for Denver. So much so that just being in this hotel room right now, I can already tell I'm breathing heavier than I normally would if I was back home in New York. And on top of that, I'm still on New York time. I mean, it'd be just about 8 o'clock in the morning, New York time. Meaning it's almost 6 a.m. here. And considering what happened last night, I got just over 5 hours of sleep. And I'm on vacation, I'll be able to sleep a little bit later. Oh, also, yes, as I predicted, my body is most definitely sore. I'll explain that in a second too. But my high was, actually, I'll explain right now. I mean, my day yesterday was quite literally filled with boat rides, climbing a mountain trail, and watching the Tedeschi Trucks Band at Red Rocks. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say that yesterday was a pretty damn good day. And my act of kindness was, actually, it was interesting because, I mean, my parents and I left the concert early. I mean, a bunch of us took like separate cars, but my parents and I left the concert early, like 10:30 at night, partly because we knew that even like at any concert venue, traffic is going to be pretty bad when you're trying to leave. But also, earlier yesterday, we climbed to the top of Shrine Pass. That's a 4-mile hike all around. And going up all those stairs at Red Rocks, you could almost say we climbed up 4 mountains. Or, sorry, 2 mountains. Excuse me, 2. Sorry. Point is, 10:30 at night here, meaning it's 12:30 in the morning, New York time, we've earned the right to call it a day after what we did. So, I mean, what can I even say? So anyway, my point, but my act of kindness was, my parents couldn't remember where the car was, but I did. So, And I guess the ultimate act of kindness was when we got to the top of Shrine Pass, one of the things that my grandmother on my mother's side wanted was for us to scatter her ashes, which we did. She also wanted her ashes scattered in Lake Dillon. That's what the boat rides were for, so we did that too. So, yeah, it was a pretty big day, filled both physically, mentally, emotionally, and again, mountain air means the air is thinner here. I'm actually a lot more drained than, well, not to brag, but I guess it's the grown man in me. I'm actually a lot more drained than I'm letting on. I mean, I can get up and walk around and stuff, I can do that, but like, from now until I leave Colorado, which will be tomorrow afternoon, I'm definitely going to try and take things a little easier. And considering how good of a day yesterday was, it'd be easy for me to say that this was a fantastic 100 days. And remember, this is the state of my being addressed. I like to use this as an opportunity to elaborate more on how I'm feeling. And yeah, it'd be easy for me to say, I absolutely feel fantastic. I feel about as great as anyone should. But it's not like this past 100 days was without any problems. I mean, sure, there was arguments and disagreements with family members here and there, and my Facebook account getting hacked, my other one, that devastated me. I'm still recovering. It's been just over about a week and a half, and I'm still recovering from it. So, there's that. And, I just mentioned my grandmother on my mother's side. Let's talk about my grandmother on my dad's side. Yeah, it's been well over 100 days since I lost my grandma, but, it still hurts a little. But not enough to completely ruin my day or keep me from doing the things I want to do or just having fun. And I did plenty of that in this previous 100 days. Between the Tedeschi Trucks Band last night, the Marshall Tucker Band about a week ago, Claudia Hoyser I saw at the Sweats, and Madelyn Rose at Lauren Tide Brewing Company, I went to 4 music concerts. It's pretty cool. That's already great. We opened up Keuka Lake for the summer, Memorial Day weekend. That's already a guaranteed good time right there. And we had 4th of July too. 4th of July was fantastic. Plus, considering 4th of July was on Thursday, meaning July 3rd was a Wednesday, maybe we can go get all you can eat crab legs. It was awesome. What else happened? Oh, Mother's Day and Father's Day. Those things happened. Those holidays happened. And, I got my dad some chocolate and a card. I got my mom flowers, a card, and candy. So I did those things. Oh, Easter. Easter was Easter in those? No, it wasn't. I'm sorry. That was March 31st. I'm sorry. Gosh, what else happened? Well, considering we went back to the lake, I went to a few places for a bite to eat. They're some of the best I've ever been to. Main Deck, Lakeside, Antique Inn, Union Block Italian Bistro, Village Tavern, Timberstone, Those are pretty much all the big ones. But, well, there's others I haven't been to yet. But I will. Oh, the Swiss. Forgot the Swiss. The Keuka restaurant too. So, yeah, I'm doing a good job batting 1,000 for that. Let's see. I mean, I'd be lying if I didn't, if I said I was absolutely excited to come here, and that's not remotely true. I mean, listen, last time I was in Denver, I was here for treatment for a weight problem I was having. I mean, the next time I would come to Colorado would only go up from there. And so far, that has been completely the case. I've been having a great time here so far. I mean, I've been seeing family that I haven't seen since May of last year. You know, and again, everything that happened yesterday, you know, the pontoon boat rides we went on, or it was just one ride, but yeah, we went on a pontoon boat ride. It was great. Here's the thing. I know I said in yesterday's video that I thought I would have the State of My Being address take place on the top of Shrine Pass. And that was originally the plan. But considering that we would have to leave, if we stayed for the entire time at the concert, the Tedeschi Trucks Band last night at Red Rocks, and you know, we have to get up, it'd be like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning when we got back here, meaning it would have been 4 a.m., you know, New York time. And then we'd have to get up at like 6 o'clock here to go to the top of Shrine Pass. We basically get I would basically get 4 hours of sleep, which is funny considering I just got 5 hours of sleep. Hey man, 1 hour makes all the difference. Point is, considering that we had so much time between the pontoon boat rides and going to Red Rocks, my mom and dad and I figured, why don't we just go to Shrine Pass in the meantime? So that's exactly what we did. And I mean, listen, I really can't state enough how much more difficult climbing this mountain trail was than you'd expect. I mean, listen, to put things into perspective, I've ran 4 marathons. Not to brag, but I've ran 4 marathons. I've ridden 4 100-mile bike rides for charity. And yeah, back when I was in college, wasn't the best student in terms of studying and reading. So yeah, there were tests I was not nearly prepared for. I was less nervous about all of those things than I was climbing to the top of Shrine Pass yesterday. I mean, at least when it came to those other things, one way or another, deep down, I knew I was going to get the job done. And I did. What makes climbing to the top of Shrine Pass such a big thing is, never in my entire life have I ever had to worry about elevation and altitude. Again, we're in the state of Colorado. The air is already thinner as it is. Dillon is at a higher elevation. So I can tell you for a fact, as I was climbing that mountain trail, I really was getting physically exhausted. Not to the point where I had to, well, here's the thing. The only times I ever stopped wasn't because I was tired. It was because it's not necessarily a clear trail. I mean, it's kind of like, there's a couple forks in the road that takes you to where you want to go. Which brings me to getting to the very end of the trail. Because the highest point of Shrine Pass and the very end of the path of Shrine Pass are 2 completely different areas. See, the highest point actually comes before the actual path ends. The actual path goes a little bit farther. Now, for the sake of clarity, I mean, if you see my YouTube or Facebook at all, then you know I posted videos of me at both places. So I have proof that I was at both the farthest point of Shrine Pass's trail and the highest possible point of Shrine Pass. So one way or another, I made it to the very end, depending on how you want to look at it. Again, one problem with Shrine Pass is the ending isn't marked clearly. If any of you guys were to ever embark on an endeavor like this, and should you make it to the very quote-unquote end of that trail, it's going to have to be based on your discretion. What would signify the very end? The highest point or the farthest possible point? That's up to you to decide. Me personally, I can say I did both. So I've got no regrets there. Although, for the sake of clarity, I did scatter my grandmother's ashes at the highest point. But, again, that's entirely up to you. I mean, listen, at this point, God knows I did it. My grandmother knows I did it. And a certain someone else knows I did it too. Point is, I made it to the top of the mountain. I mean, listen, in terms of physically demanding and taxing things I've done, I wouldn't say it was as difficult as doing those 100-mile bike rides or doing those marathons. But I was definitely more nervous about doing this than, again, those bike rides and marathons. I mean, it's difficult for me to say if I would ever do it again. For now. I mean, having just done it and being able to say that I've done it, for the moment, that's enough for me. I mean, if I was ever asked to do it again, well, there are a few people I would do it again for. And you guys know who you are. So, for the moment, I don't need to do it again. But if I was ever asked or invited to do it again, yeah, I would. Although, here's the thing. Should I ever do that again, I'm going to make sure there's nothing that's physically taxing to do later. Which brings me to what happened later yesterday. I saw the Tedeschi Trucks Band at Red Rocks, man. I mean, never before have I ever really heard music quite like this. Like, for those of you who don't know, they're a band that was formed in Jacksonville, Florida. And the band is led by a married couple named Susan Tedeschi and Derek Trucks, Tedeschi Trucks Band. And this is a pretty big band too. I mean, I've got like my notes and the band members in front of me. I mean, you've got a flautist, bass guitar, two sets of drums, two drummers, actually a couple bass guitars, several members of vocal harmonies, keyboard players, trumpet player, trombone player. I mean, the list goes on. And like the style of music, I would say, is a combination of American blues and blues rock. So there's definitely some emotion and weight to their songs. And I mean, this is music unlike anything I've ever heard before. And I mean that in the best possible way. This was a fantastic band to go see. I mean, if you have the opportunity to go watch them, by all means, please do. I highly recommend them. Although, hopefully, if I ever do see them in concert again, hopefully I won't. Oh, here's the thing. I would see them at Red Rocks again. I just don't think I would do it after climbing after hiking a 4-mile mountain trail to and back. Again, 2 miles up, 2 miles back. So yeah. So, I mean, listen. As physically demanding and exhausting as yesterday was, and emotionally, because again, this is all for my grandma, or Nana as we call her. You know, this was big. This was about as physically as tough as and difficult as anyone would ever have or ask. But, I mean, listen, for my family, of course I'd do it. And if my family were to ask me to do it all again, yeah, I would. Because yesterday was just such a great day. I mean, I couldn't have asked for a better ending to a set of 100 days than yesterday. Of course I'd do it all over again. I mean, Shrine Pass, I would probably wait a little bit, but I would do it again, yes. I mean, I can think of a certain family back home that if they were to ask me to do it again, I absolutely would do it again. And who knows? Maybe someday that will happen. I mean, who's to say? So, obviously, the state of my being address was my means of further elaborating on how I was feeling for, this given time. And again, it's incredibly easy for me to say that I'm feeling absolutely fantastic after everything I did yesterday. And I do. But I can't ignore everything good and bad that came before it. And, oh, you know what? Speaking of good things, I forgot the gender reveal I went to. I went to a gender reveal party. That was dope as hell. Oh, by the way, I guessed the gender correctly, so big ups for me. I guess it was a boy, and it's going to be a boy, so yay. My one regret is regarding the family of the gender, for the gender reveal party I went to. There's actually a party going on today that I was invited to that I sadly will not be able to go to because I'm in Colorado right now. So, well, it's the Blythe family. I've talked about them before. So if any members of the Blythe family are watching this, I hope you guys are doing well. Hope this video finds you well. I took Joe to the top of the mountain and Red Rocks. So, yeah. I did absolutely everything I had to do. I did absolutely everything that was required of me to do. And I gave everything that I needed to give to make yesterday as great of a day as it was. Again, I could not have asked for a better way to end 100 days than yesterday. I guess now the only thing left to talk about is what's next. I mean, the month of July is almost over, so I'll enjoy that. There's all of August and all of September to enjoy, being up at Keuka Lake. My Trinity Pauling 15-year reunion, I'm going to go to that. And Halloween, that's going to be in the next 100 days too. Although that will mean we'll have to close up the cottage at Keuka Lake. But honestly, whenever we do close our cottage at the end of the summer, it feels like it's the right time to do it. Like right now, I would like to be up there as much as possible. I guarantee by early October, I'm going to be like, you know what? It was a great summer here. I had a lot of fun. I'm ready to close things up, though. I'm ready to end it. So, yeah. There's a lot to look forward to. I mean, even today, you know, I'm going to be seeing my family today, too. Today's already going to be a great day. I'm going to see more of my family. It's going to be awesome. But, I mean, emotionally, I'm feeling absolutely over the moon. Physically, I mean, yeah, physically I do feel fine. Again, I do. It's funny. And this is again the main reason why I was nervous about doing Shrine Pass yesterday. Because again, I'm in my hotel room. I walk up to my mom and I ask her, is it just me or is it actually getting kind of hard to breathe? And like, no, she's like, no, the mountain air really is killing us. Not literally, but you know, it's taxing. So physically I do feel fine, although I am rather sore after all the hiking and stair climbing I did yesterday. There's a lot of stairs at Red Rocks. Well, protein and ibuprofen are my best friends right now, so I think I'm going to get myself some protein right now and get myself some breakfast. I hope you all like this video. If you like, subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow me on social media. As always, I'm very homely in this video. For all of you guys watching, Joe for the name. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Saturday. Happy Saturday, everyone. And remember that you guys want to talk to me, I'm always video, to back. Take care and make good choices. 607 all day, baby.